beloved and holy friends. Before I quickly go and get some of my stuff, I'll be back in a second. Love you so much. See you soon. There we go. Okay, now official indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. I say thank you to you for joining me again. What a pleasure. What an absolute pleasure to have you here in this space, in this moment with me. I want to talk about our worlds, and specifically the context of this topic came to me when I thought about being a child and being raised by parents. Where if you're a child and you're raised by a pair of parents, Clint and Shannon, beloved friends, thank you for joining me. It's so nice to have you here. If you're like a single child being raised by a pair of parents, in your world, they are your world. Like if, for example, you have these pair of parents, and let's say in this world, ideally, neither of these parents have to ever leave the apartment. They both work from home and they can order all of their food to their door. Like, and this is, I mean, there could be a couple, an experiencer like that somewhere in the universe, but let's imagine that this experiencer exists right now. Right. So, a child. Let me. Worlds. Worlds. Okay. So, in this child's worldview, the world could quite literally, collapse in on itself and just be this child's parents. In its world, there is only my parents. My parents earn a capital, an income. With this income, they buy me food. They're the ones that have access to the capital. They're the ones that have access to the food. They're the ones that keep feeding me, right? So in this worldview, this child can literally form this understanding that there could be nothing, technically, there could be nothing outside of the reality that he or she is living in that moment. There is nothing outside of the reality of just his parents, her parents. And then juxtapositioned with another scenario, imagination of a relationship where a couple also again has one kid, but this time this couple, instead of living in an apartment somewhere in the middle of the city, they live on a farm with a commune, or 10,000 years ago, as like hunter gatherers or whatever. So now suddenly, not only does this child have a larger worldview, but on a visceral level, the world is literally larger to that child, because the people that they'll have access to every day will differ. They might, grow up with other kids. They might grow up with other adults telling them things as well. They might see more than just their parents. They might see where food comes from in a way that it isn't just being delivered to their door. They might actually be able to generate food for themselves in like a hunter-gatherer way going out into the world. And even though it is a couple having a child, and there can be a worldview in that, depending on where the environment, where that tri-unit finds itself, the world is going to be significantly different. And instead of worrying, judging ourselves for being in a certain way right now, to imagine ourselves growing still, that we're still in that childlike state, that we still have the capacity to broaden our worldview. What we think of as our world can yet still grow. So that's what I wanted to bring to you, friends. I hope it's something that makes you feel something, do let me know if there's anything you would like to share. Amanda, Shannon, thank you for joining us. Amanda joined us for the yoga today. It was a genuine pleasure. Ernest, hey to you, friend. Thank you for joining us as well. And thank you for sending so much love, Clint. It's nice to see you here, friend. Indeed, all indeed to you, Ryan. Thank you for joining me, Miss Molly, and proof ad. Wer will Spab haben? Wer will Spab haben? Spaß haben? Spad haben. I don't know how to say that weird bee looking symbol. Yeah, Spaß habens. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be offensive if I'm gonna try and speak German. I kan Afrikaans praat, maar dit is nie heeltemal Duits nie. Nie heeltemal Duits nie. We'll do some magic. Yeah, yeah. Give me the magic. Then we'll do some of this dude. And we'll do some of this dude. Then we'll do some of this dude. I mean, I don't know if that is a little bit sus if I do stuff like that. It might be. But I believe we are all magical beings, and everything we write down or say has magical implications. Because you, quite literally, take something from mine, something ethereal, something non tangible, and you can turn it into that which is tangible. You know, you can't exactly touch the letters, but you can read them. They're touching you, technically. You can't touch the letters, but they're touching you. You know, because of light. Worlds. You know, like quite literally, every single one of us is a world of our own. You know, it's a whole experiencer, it's a whole universe of our own. And when we do stuff like this, we get to intersect. You know, we get to peer into each other's universes, into each other's worlds, and we get to share. And in doing so, I genuinely believe, expand our world as well. Amara would love to be around us, as many people as possible. Yeah, yeah. Hi, Clint. My son's the same, Shanna, a socialite. I feel they're just more advanced than we are at this point, Amanda. Like they know what they have to become, what they have to be for the future we're heading into. I don't know what happened to your heart, Ernest, but here you go. We're here with you, Ernest. We love you so much, friend. How are you? I'm so. How are you, Amanda? We're here with you, though, Ernest. Might not be able to make you feel better, but at least you don't have to feel bad alone. How about that? Feeling a bit more energized today. Thank you for asking. I'm happy to hear that, Amanda. Suddenly takes all of the credit. Yeah, it's because Amanda practiced yoga with me that she feels so much more energized. For as little as $0 and you showing up, you can also practice yoga with me starting tomorrow. Amanda, it was such a pleasure seeing you, friend. Like, I worry so much, you know, more than I give on sometimes. And when I shared yesterday my encouragement for you to start practicing yoga again, I felt like, bruh, how about you shut up and you stop doing that? And then when you showed up today for the yoga, it instantly melted my heart. Thank you, friend, for practicing for you. You know, like that's the thing as well. Like all of the things that I say, if I'm recommending something, it doesn't really change my experience that much, whether you listen or not. But it can change your experience, whether you listen or not. It can change your whole world, expand your world, if you will. So, all right, expand. Expand worlds as our intention for today. How about that? Do you like it? I think I do. Happy Smile Seeker. It's nice to have you. Thank you for joining us, beloved friend. Even the Gob Nugget. Indeed, and Gieslings. Indeed, and Gieslings upon year read and love friends. Thank you, God, for this daily strong. I was thinking about you today, Brother Bay, and then I went and checked on your profile, and I see you posted like a bald Ross, dude. It cracked me up. Oh, I broke for a second there. I love the, I don't know what you call it, but I have one of those as well. I think I showed on the YouTube in my yoga studio, my little work of art like that. So sick to see a big one made by you, dude. Your shadows, though. Your shadows are on par, god level shadows. I feel like mine would look exponentially better if I added shadows, but the wind is trying to take my marijuanas. Don't you dare, Mrs. Wind. This is my marijuanas. Don't you dare. You stop it right now, you. Stop. Sick. Just like that, an idea in my mind has been manifest into a joint in my hand. Woo! Manifestation is real, friends. How about that? Gav, you were the best and the goobiest. Yes, I think so. I do think. I don't think I've met someone as gobbity as gobbity is. Without doubt in store, my world is open. There we go, Lilo. How about that, friend? Thank you for the helpful. Thank you for feeling open with us today. Heather, so nice to see you. I tuned into Sensane's Twitch stream today, and I think you were like up top on the people that is following him right now. And I was just sending you some love as well. Thank you for joining me. Baldross ignores your comments and paints in silence. He's just like, yeah. Think you're funny, huh? Clever guy. Paints a little bit more. Paints the world apart. Builds whole new worlds. How about that, Gob? Every single time you paint a world, you're not actually painting something from your mind, but you're painting someone else's reality, dude. Creating their reality. Creating all the entities that live in that reality. Gob is God. Yeah, you poked that weed in there, remember? Yeah, you poke it. Thank you, Jeff, for joining us, Fred. It's nice to have you here. Yeah. I take my time with these things, dude. I believe it's like a dance. It's a beautiful dance. And if I rush, if I'm too with it, then all of that energy gets put into the joint. So I would rather like to have like vibes in my weed instead. I fantasize about that melody. I know you do, Gab. I know you do, friend. That's why I could feel it. You were sending me that information. I wasn't the one coming up with it. You already actuated in mind. In the infinity. I think about that as well a lot, dude. Especially with my flowers. Where I'm like, am I creating something right now? Or am I peering into something right now? Like, am I the creator, or am I just opening windows to other creations? Jo- Jobiquitous. Jobiquitous. Objective. In the act of updating the platforms. Synonym. Omnipresence. Joe Lover. Good day, lovelies. You're perfect. Thank you. I love that so much, Jovan. Ubiquitous. Ubiquitous, the adjective of in the act of updating the platforms. Yes, I love the ritualistic nature of rolling my joints. My favorite part, honestly. Mine too, Jeff. Honestly, I would stop smoking joints completely if someone else would smoke the joints that I roll for me. And that's a weird thing for me to say, but I believe that. If someone was like, hey, Melt, I'll pay you like 60 grand a year and you just gonna roll joints for me, I'll be like, sick. 100% no. I'll do that, and I'll happily roll joints. I'll write intentions. I'll magic the pants off of that person completely. Because I love rolling so much. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like, it's not about wanting a job like that. I don't know if a job. I mean, I think Snoop Dogg, as a roller, he pays 60 grand a year. I don't want to be a professional joint roller, but I would. if I could be a professional joint roller, I would like be like, yeah, sign me up. Joint rolling, I can do that. The one thing I'm good at. I'm feeling a bit more energized. Isaac, it's so nice to have you, brother. Isaac, feeling bad alone is something that has to be done. Sometimes it has to be done. You're right, Ernest, but it doesn't have to be, right? Like you spend time alone because you can, not because you have to, if that makes any sense. Even though sometimes you have to. I, I feel like I'm paradoxing myself, but I think you know what I'm saying. Thank you, Brother Bear, for joining us. Yes, it was good company in yoga. Thank you, Amanda. It was nice to see you, friend. How are you friends feeling today? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling calm and kind of relaxed. Very, very nice. How about you, Isaac? I'm a little tired and sticky. It is super duper muggy, but good otherwise. Thank you for asking, Isaac. How are you, my friend? Oh, that can be a weird state to be in. Hopefully, you find a good resting moment nonetheless. I'm good. A weekend full of friends was really nice. Been ignoring the tea break a bit. Friend, it's about choosing how we smoke. Weirdly enough, Gare Bear is also on a tea break right now, and he's really enjoying his tea break. I feel there is something in me pushing me towards a tea break, so it's probably not going to be too much longer of me smoking before I take a break again. But it's that awareness that we're practicing, you know, instead of it just being, I want to take a tea break and I did a tea break for X amount of days and now I'm going to continue doing a tea break for X amount of days and then becoming completely attached to that whole little fractal, that little world. To just understand that you wanting to take breaks means that instead of just being perpetual in your daily smoking habit of like, oh, guess I'm doing this thing again, and then guess I'm doing it, and over and over and over again, at least you're aware in this moment of like, why am I doing this in this pattern? Can I stop? How much will I stop? For how long will I stop? How long will it take me to get back into doing what I do? No, no, no. That process of feeling is what's more important. Hi, what is your name? My name is Meltmore. And it's your tips hat to you, Fred. It's nice to have you here with me. Wanna come and sit on my lap, silly girl? You can. Yeah, you can. You can. There you go. Oh, sure, sure. Love ya. Happy little friends, beloved Max Beans. Thank you for joining us. It's nice to have you here. What are you talking about? A little bit of everything, all of the time. Just a little bit of everything, all of the time. Apathy's a tragedy and boredom is a crime. Everything and anything and everything, all of the time. Little bit of anything, all of the time. Just a little bit of everything, all of the time. Apathy's a tragedy and boredom is a crime. Peppy doesn't really like that too much. We talk about everything here, friend. Specifically today, we're talking about worlds. How your world technically differs from my world, and the world that I'm in right now differs from your world depending on who raised me, the foods I ate, the place I grew up in, the schools I went to, the friends I had, the things I enjoy, and realizing that even though that does influence our world, and that has influenced our world up until this point, and it has shaped our world up until this point, that we can still continue to shape our world, influence our world going forward with what we choose to put inside of ourselves. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Environmental Bat, for asking. And thank you for bonking me with a wholesome hammer. I appreciate that, Brother Jeff. How nice of you. I'll smoke this with all of you friends in mind. Expanding worlds. Expanding your world, expanding my world, expanding our collective worlds by being in this world right now together. The wind is not helping. This is kicking my ass a little bit. And it's burning so horribly. Gonna chillax with the wind a little bit. I'm sorry. Oh, that's better. I've been having more intention and much more moderation, so a win nonetheless. As long as you're, active with your intentions, brother Bear, then I think it's gonna be okay. But make sure you set intentions for your smoking. And because it's so easy, especially when it comes to bongs, dude. When it comes to like stuff that you like, brrr, and then done, that stuff is the most difficult to set proper intentions for sometimes. But I know you got this, dude. I'm just thankful we're getting rain. The grass is all brown around here, and that's great, Isaac. I'm happy to hear you have a good weekend, my friends. With friends. The world's taking a big old drink. Mm. I believe this hurricane season, right? So there's a bunch of rain falling on America right now. Feeling well, Isaac. Cheers for asking. Glad you had a good weekend, and I'm looking forward to finally going home from the hospital tomorrow. Clint, have you been in the hospital this whole time, friend? I know you told me you were in the hospital, but I thought you would have been, released a lot sooner. I'm happy to hear you're going home soon, dude. You must be so excited. Yay! So happy you're going home tomorrow. Same. I'm sure it will be much more comfortable environment. It will. Hope the rain is cool and soothing. Shan, it's good that the grass is getting the water it needs, friend. Send some of that water once you're done, Shannon. It's so dry here on the farm as well. Thankful for you, friend. I hope the first night back feels like a long hug from the very missed friend. Oh goodness. Sleeping in your own bed again can be like that. Thank you again for the wholesome average. Yeah, thank you for joining us on the Even the Rambler. Melty reads minds for sure. You don't know that. You don't know that, Rambler. You don't know that I can read minds. Don't you dare. I mean, I don't know what you just. I mean, I I can read my mind, and I can think to myself what you might be thinking to yourself, and then I just say what I'm thinking to myself. You might be thinking to yourself, and then I happen to think what you be thinking. Like I don't know anything, Rambler. I don't know anything. There is something. There is something that speaks as me, dude. To be in this world, but not to be of this world, and all of that. Hello, Jeff. Hello, friends. Love you, Jovan. Thank you for saying love to our friends. So nice of you. Even the Sovina saying error. This Maori message has melted. How would a Maori message melt? I'm imagining like kind of glitch vibes where it got like transferred over the internet and then like I wish I could share the imagery I have in my mind right now. Hey, look who it is! Yeah, look at that. It's Kyle. Toast Mallows. I've been missing you dearly, friend. Like every single day, just like hoping, yeah, Toasty's gonna show up today. Oh, what you say? A day in, day out, waiting for a Toast Mallows, and here he is. So nice to have you here, but the bear magic the pants off of you. Yes, magic the. I mean, maybe that should be a yikes or something. I don't know. It's so nice to have you. Who needs hammering? Let me out. Let me out. I think we have been pretty good actually. We haven't need too many friends getting hammered as of late. Oh hi Mark. Oh hi Kyle. It's nice to have you, dude. Haven't seen you around in a while. I've missed him as well. Hugga. They call me Valkyrie. You're gonna have to have like a dual-sided axe, and you're gonna have to spin around. Like, unfortunately, for Infinity, a Valkyrie in my mind will be the Clash of Clans character. Damn it. I had to learn about Valkyries as like a 14 or a 13-year-old. Mm. I think I missed a few. Hopefully, Magnus friend. The crops definitely need to rain too. I see what I can. I'll see what I can do about. Thank you, Shannon. Do you garden, Shanna? I gave myself a Monday morning treat today. I put a little bit of an edible cookie dough in my oatmeal this morning. Oopsie. Oopsie doopsie. Dude, I'm happy that you give me an opportunity to talk about this because I don't know. It's not necessarily something that I'm bragging about or proud about, but yesterday I took some cannabis oil as well. You know, I've been really tight and I've been growing a freaking wisdom tooth this whole time. I've been growing a wisdom tooth and it sucks ass. But I've not been complaining about it. Pretending like it doesn't exist helps at least. But anyway, so I've meant my muscles have been sore. I've been really hoying at home for the exercises, especially during my lysergic experience. I went through these extreme shoulder exercises that I was just like controlling. I could almost like imagine every individual little muscle fiber connecting to this little spot here, and I was like, yes, individually contracting them as I was moving through these movements. And my body was like, bro, why did you do that? So my arms were like kind of erect for the last few days. Took some of this cannabis oil, and my dad made this cannabis oil, like a whole little bowl of it, or a little container of it. And the way that he like takes some of the oil for himself is he takes like a little snippet like that. Yeah. He takes like a little snippet of oil like that, and I'm getting myself some of the oil, and I'm using a spoon, and he walks into the kitchen with me, seeing me scoop oil like that, you know, like probably a little bit more than this, but like that much oil, and I have this in like on a spoon, and he's like looking at me, and he's like, "Are you crazy?" He's like, you won't be able to walk if you do that," and I'm like, "No, I'm gonna be just fine." I was fine. I was completely fine. I even went and exercised. Did some more, you know, workouts. Did stretching. Like I did like these pigeon pose stretches. Pigeon pose is like where you bring your shin across your mat in front of your hip, and then you lay down of your upper body and lower body over that, you know, cross leg. I don't know how to explain it, but if you know what a pigeon pose is, you know what a pigeon pose is. And I held in each one of my pigeon poses for like 20 something minutes, just in that state of mind, like in extreme discomfort, being like, I am. I am. So I am nothing else. Just now, in this moment, this discomfort, everything in my body telling me, how about you stop? How about you stop doing that? And I'm just like, no, no. And just to be able to show myself that. So I hope you have an amazing day, dude. I feel like edibles have been really beautiful to me as of late. I do wish I did, Amanda. I really wanted to this year, but I just didn't work out that way with all of the things that have been going on in my life recently. But definitely the goal for next year. I feel like I might be missing some of Amanda's messages. I don't know what's going on. Thank you, Shan, Isaac, and Mel. So excited to get back home, roll up, and just relax in my comfort at my own home again. Soon, soon, Clint. Thank you for sharing that, you know, hope, that inspiration of us as well. I'm happy to know that you're gonna have that. Eek, wisdom teeth are no fun. No, they're not. I only have one, fortunately. You know, I'm like 25% wisdomed. You know, humbles myself again. Eek, wisdom teeth are no fun. I hope it's not causing too much trouble for you, Melt. It was like growing like this towards this back tooth, but now it went like, and now it's coming out on the side. So it's like, I know about it. And I do know about it, but at least it's not wrecking into my teeth. So, you know, silver linings. Love pigeon pose. Me too, dude. What an amazing pose pigeon pose is, and I feel like it should be like a staple. You just people should be like, oh yeah, one pigeon pose, you know, with like water 3 times a day, type of like medicine almost. I've been working so hard on my primal squat. Finally can flat foot, straight back, just not quite feet fully forward yet. Primal squat, huh? I like feet fully forward. I don't know if you can see it this way. This, and then lower back straight, right? Like mobility, dude. Mobility has been something that I've been trying to get myself. You want to come and steal my heat? move your bodies. You don't have to move your body like anybody else. You don't have to force yourself into a yoga pose. Yoga is about connecting to yourself, about moving your body, not about putting your body into poses. Thank you, Isaac, for practicing, friend, for putting yourself into those poses, for working on those things. Pigeon pose is one of my favorite poses. I do that one daily. I feel it's something that I need to do a lot more of. I also did like back leans where you have your shin on the ground and then you lay with your back on the ground. So it's like leg, knee, the rest of your body very tight, very difficult to get up from. Did some forward folds as well, like those one leg into the thigh, kind of like putting your chest center to the the shin that is stretched out in front of you and forward folding into those. I did some, back arched forward folds, everything, like just I want to get better at stretching. I want to get myself a little bit more mobile. I feel like I'm strong right now, but I'm not as mobile as I should be. It's insane. Reddit stop allowing me from sending messages. Tell Toasty and Boop I said hi. It's insane is saying, hi Toast and Boop. How have you been, Melty, Welty, Schmelty? I've been pretty good, dude. I've been pretty good. I've been present. I've been very grateful to be on the farm again. I've been making bad food choices. How about you, Toast? I'm 3 weeks into an indefinite tea break. You want to quit? You want to quit gobbledygoo? Indefinite? Indefinite means never stopping, right? I told myself this story today, Gob, about my painting. So, as some of your friends know, I've been saving every single one of the Garricks I've smoked over the last like 9 months now. And then I glue those Garricks. I unfold them and then I glue the Garrick at the back of my painting, my Jupiter painting. And I've been imagining it as this magic of like every single joint has an intention, was smoked with that intention, there was an experience had because of that intention, because of that joint, and then taking that experience and that mental energy, putting it into that little piece of paper, and then putting that piece of paper onto a painting that has a lot of mental energy already on it as it is. And I had this imagination where I complete the whole surface area, all of the surface area that there is to put. So it has a wooden frame behind the painting, and I've been on the wooden frame and pasting these little Garricks. So maybe my indefinite tea break is closer than we know as well. Gobbledygook. Baldros. How freaking cool is that, right? Hope everyone is doing well. Joel, even better now that you're here with us. Thank you for joining us. Elio, maybe we can take a break together as a friend group. Might not be a bad idea, actually. Subjective reality. It's all subjective, friend. It's all subjective. Is weed good? Weed is a tool. I feel weed is more just like information. It's like straight up, it gives you information. And if you have a lot of good inside of you and you have a lot of good going on inside your mind, then smoking weed could give you more of that good. But it's the same thing for bad. It's the same thing for anxiety. It's the same thing for disconnection or removing yourself from the rest of reality. It's about how you use it that makes it good or bad. There's just been ceaseless wind coming past us. Because of gravitational time dilation, does that mean your feet are technically a tiny bit older than your head? Technically, yes, but because of our scale, technically, no. It's the question of if you have a if you have this pen in your hand right now, you know, and you press here, you assume that at the speed that I press here, this point will move on the other side, right? And you're like, yeah, that makes sense, Melt. Now, let's imagine this pen extending for 1 light year. That's a lot of distance. And I do the exact same thing. How fast does the point on the other side of the light year move? You're like, I know the answer. The answer is not at the speed of light, which is what I thought at first was going to be the answer. It's also, sorry, puppy, not at the speed at which you move it. It is, in fact, the speed of sound. At least the speed of sound in the medium in which it is traveling. So, if this pen was made out of solid steel, for example, the speed of sound travels faster in steel than it does in the medium of air, for example. But that's how fast it will move. Because every single molecule, the frequency, the time at which it takes for one thing to move all the way to another and to transfer its energy to the next is the speed of sound. So if this thing was infinitely long and I move it here, it would take it an infinite amount of time before the other side moves because of speed of sound. Wow! Wow, how trippy. So there we go. I don't know if it's exactly in the same vein of the whole gravitational time dilation, but it's an interesting one to ponder as well. Time to squishy, just a little bit of squishy. That is awesome. Good work. Thank you for the encouragement, Brother Ryan. Ryan, I came out sideways, so my elbow stalled as part of me. Administrative wash. Hello, friend. May your day be blessed with joy and meaning. May yours be as well. Thank you, friend, for sharing that with me. Meltmore, you are the reason Reddit streaming is so amazing. Thank you for that. Happy Smile Seeker. We have other amazing friends streaming here with us, you know? Like immediately I'm thinking about Uncle Becky and Tate and Nelson. I don't know if Nelson still streams on Reddit anymore. I don't even think so. We have Sensane. There he is. You know, that used to stream on Reddit as well. We have a bunch of cool friends streaming on Reddit. I'm up early today. It's nice to have you here with me. Thank you for the day. How are you liking the new job? Do let us know. Wisdom teeth aren't fun at all. They can't. They can't be, you know. Especially weird to me because now I consider myself an adult and I have to go through this experience of growing a tooth again like a child. It's fun and good for my mental health. Hours are wonky though. Hard for me to get a social life. Hopefully it gets more stable. How's the farm, friend? And the new baby goat. There's been a new baby goat. I'm happy to hear that you're having fun at least. Like the biggest thing that I'm thinking about is just the people perspective, and I hope that you've been teaching them to set intention. I know you probably have been, but that perspective is what's most valuable. Like they could literally not pay me, and I would still probably do that job. Greetings, fellow finger wiggler. You're pretty good, but we lost another furry friend last night. I'm so sorry to hear that, Auntie. What happened? I've been loving your videos. They've been amazing, haven't they? Audi, wheel shoe boss, wheel shoe boss. Thank you, friend. I hate it so much. Sorry, my friend. Boop. What is baby goat's name? Pippi could not look more comfy. She was comfortable for a few moments. For a few moments at least, Heather. Boop, I'm sorry to hear that. We all are. Nothing official yet. Miles and Emma like Zoomer because it loves zooming. I like Cocoa Puff. I think both of them would be beautiful names. Cocoa Puff the Zoomer, zooming Cocoa Puffs. My favorite. I like that as well, right? Shoe Boss. I do like wheel shoe boss. Bear in mind, sooner or later you will be in the middle of a field on a live stream yelling Cocoa Puff. Yep, instantly get demonetized. Suddenly Cocoa Puffs, you know, flies in on their helicopter. You have not been sponsored. I don't know why my mind went there. I really appreciate it. It sucks so much. It sucks so much, and yet it's one of the things that we're going to face living on farms as well, Aunt B. You know, and I'm getting close to being faced with that as well. My dad brought up the question of mercy death for our old dog again yesterday. You know, he's 17 years old, and he's like he's completely blind, he's completely deaf, and he's having a hard time finding the grass and just being a being these days. So like we're literally cleaning up after him every single day, where there's just like messes in the walking areas. And he doesn't seem to be having a good time anymore. But I'm still of this belief or this feeling that if he's still alive, if he's still holding on, clearly he's holding on for a reason. He wants to be here for a reason. But him dying is a part of reality. It is something that is going to happen eventually, and it is, I feel, one of the most difficult parts about having these animal companions. On B, I'm so sorry, my friend. Sending you love. My dog's name was Lucifer, and he got out once. I felt strange yelling his name in my apartment complex. Lucifer, Lucifer. They're like, oh goodness, the devil worshippers are here. Who let the devil worshippers in? Joel. Could be worse though. I once knew someone who had two cats, Moo and Pooh. She called them in of she called them in of any event, so her neighbors heard her shouting moo poo, moo poo, moo poo. Moo poo kind of sounds cute to me. I can't lie, Savina. Oh my goodness, I would pay money to see that, right? I could see you with a straight face looking all around for Lucifer while the neighbors call the cops. Not only do they call the cops, but he's like frantically knocking on their doors and he's like looking them bewildered eyes, bewildered face, bewildered hair, looks at them. Have you seen Lucifer? No, sir. We haven't seen Lucifer. Please, please, have you? We know clearly you have seen Lucifer. We hope you find your Lucifer again. It was. Hi there. Hi. What a kick. It's nice to have you here. Nelson is on Twitch now. I do believe he is. Happy Smile Seeker. Thank you, friend. I was so elated that the stream connect first try yesterday and never dropped. Yeah, on B, like the last 4 streams that we've done, maybe even the last 5 streams. Mm, at least the last 4 streams that we've done, they've been connecting once and then staying perfectly connected throughout. Well, that was factual. I was referring to Melty, lol, rather than Aunt B. My may appear a little daft yelling Cocoa Puff in the middle of a field, lol. That was not the fractal I was referring to, Melty. I get you. Thank you, Sofina. I like that as well, but that's the beauty of same but different. Exact same words, exact same little type message, and yet two vastly different worlds of understanding. It's gotta be so tough. I feel it's the one thing that I don't know how to deal with still. I like to pride myself on knowing knowing in part what's supposed to happen next, what I'm supposed to do next, how I'm supposed to respond next, but I don't know of that. Thank you, friend. I honestly can't believe it. Wish I could go back in time. Even if we could, Aunt B, even if we could, we can't do that. It would be selfish. It would be selfish. Those beings, like the context, the reason for their death might not be ideal or what we would have wanted for them, but after their soul is no longer with that body, wanting to drag them back into body would be a disservice, would be selfish. Imagining them as well, because I do believe that they go to a better place as well. They get to have an experience as well. I kind of imagine for some reason when I like just I think I'm thinking about Pippi right now. No, Kiki right now. When Kiki passed away, she passed away not even a year old. And that was devastating to me because again, I was more hurt about the potential, about the imagined loss than I was hurt about the actual loss. Obviously, I was hurt about losing her as a little being, but I was even more hurt about losing the time we would have had together, losing the friend to Eva that she was. Eva was so much more happy and playful, having Kiki in her life, and that was hurting me. And then I realized, with that as well, that it was selfish. It was a selfish reason for me to be in that state of pain, and if I was going to perpetuate that pain, that'd be selfish as well. Not only to me, but to the people around me. It still doesn't make it any easier on being. We're here with you, friend. Truly, it's always something. The weight of life and all its constant moving. Yeah, change is the only constant on B. Change is the only constant. The one thing that we can bet on is that things will change from someone who just had to provide that mercy a few weeks ago. So many feelings surrounding that experience. I held out, but she was ready at the end, more than I. Thank you for sharing that as well, Heather. I think I needed to hear that. I feel he's ready. He's definitely ready. He's done so much. He's experienced so much. Hugging you, sending that hug right back to you as well, Miss Molly. Thank you, friend. Thank you so much for the love. Trying a new push-up, assisted one-arm push-ups, assisted one-arm push-ups. I mean, I don't actually do too many one-arm stuff at all. Most of my stuff is more control. Like I would rather control all the way down, all the way up, contracting at the fullness of the top of the movement, and then continue that experience until I'm like completely fatigued, instead of doing like one-arm stuff. But I'm pretty sure one-arm stuff would do a lot for like stability control. Yes, look at the man. He can poop so good in a hole if he needed. Yes. Sick. New, like I'm imagining, in this universe where we're like these playable characters. I have like that perk where I can easily poop in a hole, as I was like character selecting. Deep, 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 deep. Sees the little features, listed underneath it. Can easily poop in holes. Instantly locks in that character. Thank you, Isaac. Melt bouncing his dump truck. Stop you stop. Isaac, I almost spat out my oats over reading that. Isaac, I think that squat is my resting sitting position. I love finding out that I've been doing yoga unintentionally for funsies. Love moving, loving more that I can do it now with intention for realsies. Exactly, right? Like, and I'll sit like that in conversation. Like I'll be standing or I'll be sitting in a conversation, and then I'll like stand up and go into that squat position and just hold it for a moment. And your knees are usually the ones that get wrecked first, at least for me. What are you using Reddit on? I spotted a few issues on and off, particular when using Firefox on desktop. He's using Android. Thank you for asking, Savina. I tried to stream on Reddit today, but it wouldn't let me. It was like really letting me. It's that's so weird, dude. I didn't even know what's going on at this point. Hi and bye. I'm on the Reddit too. Was just on the message and saying thank you, Savina. Whatever they are doing seems to keep affecting multiple devices on and off. Wish they just put it back how it was. Me too, Savina. But it is how it is right now, and I can be grateful just being here in this moment. Thinking of you and having space and time for your gardening, Shanna. Thank you for that. I appreciate it, Amanda. It will happen eventually. It's just about when. No announcements and brunch on threads. People complaining and no response even by the mods. Just seems like it's on purpose. Even if it's on purpose, like it's my purpose to transcend the difficulty and still show up regardless. I feel that. Thank you, Shova, for a loving message that might have been taken away. Something was said. I don't know what, but something was said. Oh, thank you, Amanda. It's really more of a time thing. I knew I had plenty of space for it. At the very least, I'd like to grow greens for my buns. I think that would be amazing. Just being able to like eat anything. Like tomatoes, I feel is like the thing for me. Tomatoes and onions from your own garden is a vibe. So sorry for the loss on B. Thank you for seeing her as well, Shannon. Liking you. Love you all so much. Gotta head to work again. Love you, Toast. I hope to be a bit more present in streams. I'm gonna switch up my sleep schedule. Okay, bye. Bye. You don't have to do anything, Toast. We love seeing you here, friend, and it's always a pleasure if you spend even a moment with us. You don't have to change anything about yourself to be here, though. Love you. Find time when you do find time. And when you do find time, we'll be here for you. Love you, friend. See you again. Feel that with you. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Jovan, for sending that love as well. So nice of you to visit for a minute, right? That's what it's about. Thank you, Aunt B, for seeing him for that as well. Oh no, we've all gone nuts. Yeah, maybe, maybe we all have gone nuts. I mean, if what we're doing day to day right now is sane as a collective human society, and what we're doing right now is seen as not that, then maybe we are insane. Maybe we are insane. But if this is what it feels like to be insane, I don't want to. I don't want to be sad. I finally got some meds for sleep and ADHD. Excited to get some routine in my daily life again. Use them in that way, Maxine, right? Like, use them, and I don't want to tell you how to do anything, but use them in a way to create certain routine. But realize that you're capable of that routine regardless of the medication. I love you, Maxine, to molten bits. Thank you for sharing with us that you're feeling a little bit better, having access to technology, right? Like these medications, quite literally, is technology. And now we have access to this stuff. And with this technology, we can either ruin ourselves or uplift ourselves, build ourselves. I'm sure you'll do the latter. Thank you, Maxine, for joining us and for sharing with us, friend. Thank you on B for tagging the Patreon. If you friends by any chance have like $1 to spare, if I was like actually just like a homeless person, and instead of like walking down the street, you were scrolling down the RPAN, and you would be like, do I want to give this homeless person a single dollar? me trying to like go with like multiple different angles. I have a Patreon that on B tagged so graciously, and on this Patreon I make daily works of art using the clothing that I'm wearing today, and I basically make a flower that I give to you friends. Rambler, the friend that is here right now, is one of our most recent Patreon supporters, and thank you, friend. I appreciate you for even considering it. I appreciate you even more just for being in this space and for hearing my words. It means more than I can say. Wrap your arms around yourself. Do it now. Take a deep breath. Release. That's a hug from me to you. Much love. Much love to you. Thank you, Miss Molly. I appreciate that, friend. I can feel it. Yeah, I tried the natural pain, the natural path for years, no pills, but it finally reached a point where I reached out for help, and there's no shame in that whatsoever, Maxine. Whatsoever, friend. Like what I'm seeing this like right now is, as you mentioned, using this tool to almost like support you in creating a groove, and then after you have shaped this groove, continuing on the groove, choosing whether or not you want to use the tool. There's no shame in using a tool, right? There's no shame in using a glass to drink my water. Surely I can drink straight from the bottle. Surely I can throw a cup of water in my hands and slurp it up. I can do all of those things. It doesn't make me better or worse which one I choose to do, but realize that I can still drink the water without the cup still. Yeah, you know. If we're crazy, at least we aren't hurting anyone or anything. Exactly, Rambler. Exactly that, friend. And quite the contrary. I've healed things inside of myself. I've seen you friends healed ways of thinking, belief systems inside of yourselves as well. So instead of hurting things, we're in fact healing as well. I'm praying it does. Thank you, Maxine. I'm sure it will. That's the intention you put forth. Feels nice. Thank you, friend. It was hilarious being at the pharmacy with Melt streaming, smoking a joint while talking with the pharmacist. Pharmacist is like, oh goodness. The flowers are so amazing. Thank you, Rambler. Thank you, friend. You're the one that is allowing yourself that space now. I'm so grateful. It's you, friend, that helped me create that as well. Weirdly enough, Rambler. Giovanni and Toasty, the friend that was here a little bit earlier, encouraged me to actually start a Patreon so that there can be some sort of exchange of energy, if you want to say it in that way, with these streams because I never want to ask money for these streams, and I think that would be an atrocity. These streams are about the fact that we get to share with one another in a way that is unexpected and free, right? Like free, not only financially, but free of expectation of you being a certain type of person, free of, you know, judgment, free of all of these things. So I had to do something, and I couldn't just open a Patreon being like, yeah, give me now. So creating a product again, and creating products is something that I've been tripping out about because I don't necessarily want to live into the world we exist in right now, where it's this constant consumerism, creating products that are like niche right now, trending right now, and then selling as many of them as possible for as large of profit margins as possible, and then paying attention to what's now popular and then recatering your products and then in this perpetual non-stop disgusting sometimes even loop of trying to create a product that people want to buy and to create a product that is digital. I feel creating digital products is something that's so difficult as well, and to be able to create a digital product that is my art, literally the space in which I create my art, almost like a little gallery. That is the product. And to have access to that for as little as $1. That is, I think, the cheapest that I can go on Patreon is $1. I would like in the next 5 years to have at least 1,000 friends supporting for at least $1. That way I can at least make a living. That's the hope over the next 5 years. I don't know how to do it though. That's the real thing. I don't know if I'm supposed to be advertising. I literally had this imagination of actually going door to door, being a door to door salesman, tuning people like, "Oh wait, oom. Ek weet oom weet glad nie wie ek is nie. Ek weet baie nie is wie ek is nie. Maar ek het hierdie produk, oom. Ek maak blommetjies elke dag. En oom kan hierdie blommetjies sien vir soos R16 'n maand. Dalk max is R20 'n maand. Al hierdie blommetjies oom. Dis sulke mooi blomme. Dink hom nie dis mooi nie. Oom kan hom vir oom se vrou, hulle wys, oom kan hulle print. Ek skryf mooi woordjies saam met hulle oom. You know, shock waves as the door closes in my face. I'm not. I mean, maybe. Who knows? I was just basically ranting in Afrikaans to another Afrikaans. We call them uncle, like saying uncle to a random stranger. We do that in Afrikaans culture for some reason. Saying uncle, I make art. I make art every day for as little as like 20 rand, just like $1. You can have access to all of this art. And he's like, I repeats itself 50 million times. Yes, 50 billion times, in fact, Auntie. Sometimes we have to keep repeating it until we believe it. I'm proud of you. Thank you, Auntie, for sending that love. Go, Beans, go. Go, Beans, go. Thank you, Boop. Just trying to live, stay alive. No matter what. No matter what you have to do, unless you're having to hurt other people to do that. That's a gray area. If gray area, consult self, okay? But whatever you do, continue breathing, continue living, continue showing up. You matter. I know. I do know, friend. You're not alone, and you don't have to suffer. Thank you, Aunt B, for making sure our friend is not alone. I agree. Repeat to self 50 million times. It's a good one to repeat. Melty, was your first language Afrikaans or English? You speak both so well. Afrikaans is dagelijks my eerste taal, Maxine. Dis die taal wat ek groot geword het mee. Dis die taal wat my ouers met my nog steeds praat. Dis die taal wat ek met my boeties praat. Dis die taal wat ek met my ouma praat, as moet ek praat. Maar English is the language that I speak. You know, when I speak to my friends or when I try to articulate ideas, I think in English. I contemplate in English as well. So if I meditate and I try and think about something to say or some sort of value to provide in language, I think in English. Thank you for asking that, Maxine. People don't know what they don't know. I know at least a handful of people who could use a little melt more, a splash of Uncle Becky, Mrs. Boop, and a dash of Insane. Thank you. Thank you, beloved Heather, for giving us a sprinkle of Heather as well, friend. We need you too. We need you too, right? Like if it wasn't for you saying those words within this infinity, those words would be unsaid within infinity. And yet here you are saying them. So thank you, friend. That is the coolest. Thank you. I'm happy you appreciate it, on B. Not on B. Maxine. The freaking the little pictures not being one to one is absolutely snapping my brain in half. Maxine, thank you. I'm happy you enjoyed the multiple languages thing. Afrikaans. Afrikaans. Beteken voel dit vir my snaaks. Ek weet baie keer nie eens meer of daar 'n verskil is tussen wat ek praat nie. Dis meer net die gevoel van ek wil inligting uit my uitkry en hoe ook al ek voel in die oomblik forceer my amper om iets te sê. I'm basically saying at this point I don't know if language is even important because it's more this experience of whatever I'm feeling in the moment lets itself be said. And it doesn't really care about the words that I have to use to do so. I have more words to do so in English though. Your art is freeing your mind. You are a young man. Be patient. I have seen you in the future. Keep making your art. Love you, brother. Miss Molly. That is a trip. That is a real trip. Thank you. Your art is freeing your mind. It is. It is, Miss Molly. You know, I don't know if you were here yesterday for that quote, but I wrote down this quote looking at my own art during my LSD experience a few days ago on the 16th, on the 14th. Sit in the presence of your own art. And there was this moment, sneaks back in. Toasty actually liked yesterday's work of art as one of his new favorites, you know. And as I was making this work of art, I went through these whole, processes of like making it and then going back steps and then going forward some steps and then going back a single step and then actually getting to the place where I finish making the piece, or I get to the point where I try and make the piece again, and I'm like I save two before that, and I usually save a few, and then I pick out of those few the one that stands out as the most significant. Like it has the message I want to put forth, and as soon as I like consolidated on that piece, yesterday's piece, I was like instantly in this feeling of recognition of like, yes, this is the one. And I go through the process of like getting it ready, and I post it, and Toast's intention of like sharing it being one of his favorite. Every single time he does that, it gives me this new fuel. So the next time I go into making a work of art, I do so even more intentionally. Sneaks back in. I hadn't babe you, Toasty. Thank you, friend. It was so litty tiddy. Litteth beditteth. Schwim beschwam. Scambalan. The good of the better. Red liquor. Melt more. Love more. Melt more. Love more. Melt more. Love more. Thank you, Red, for joining me, friend. Skibidi bobbidi. Skibidi bop. Bebop bow. Skibbity bop bop. Skibop the boop bow. Yesterday's flower was in the top 3. I can literally see the city versus the country vibe. Now I can see it as well. I like that. Thank you, Miss Molly. Wakey bakey shaky. Shakery? Wakey bakery shakery. I'm not gonna say anything. No, I refuse. I will not give my power away. Brother Dan, I will give my power to you though. Oh, take more power, Dan. Give some. Thank you for the silver. I appreciate it so much. How are you feeling today, Brother Bear? I hope you're feeling a little bit better. I'm willing to bet our communication transcends language. There are several languages I enjoy listening to. It may not comprehend a word of, but I feel something, moved by, calmed, inspired, etc. Hmm. Kind of makes me think of the value of speaking in tongues. You know, like to me, it's just almost like letting letting my observer drive my persona instead of it being observer ego persona. It just goes observer persona because I am speaking as an ego right now, and I say certain things because I believe certain things as this ego. But if I disconnect from that ego and I stand adjacent to that, it goes, you know, I'm asking you what's names, you know, I'm asking names, you know, what's nobody names. You know, you know, what's what I mean, as you know, what's what I want. It's going to be so long, you know, so it's never, no, it's never, it was never my small one, it's because you never was one out games. This knamas lät upp skåpnet nam plasma snemat med knapsröst. Language, right? And the fact that you can still feel something. You know, I don't. Things I said in our world probably means nothing, but within infinity, something could have spoken that language at some point within time. Maybe not today, maybe not right now, maybe someday, maybe already. Who knows? Who knows? You know, and it's kind of interesting to think about it in that way. I'm happy, you know, that the fact that I can at least bring some calmness and joy into your hearts with the words that I choose to say. Toasty, the absolute mosty. Thank you, Red, for saying hi as well. Morning to you, Brother Dan. Oh goodness, when Kimari sings in French. I mean, when she sings. Yes, Casey, yes. That's me with Afrikaans and Portuguese. I don't know why they sound so pleasant. I'm happy. Also Spanish. For me, it is Bulgarian. Like listening to Christian speak is really fascinating to me as well. It's probably biased, but still, those are my favorites. You are my favorites. Thank you, friends, for joining me for as long as you did, regardless of the noise in our worlds sometimes, to still be in this world with me. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, friends, for this conversation. I'm going to still, you know what? I'll read a card for all of us here on the Reddit as well. I could listen to Melt Mom all day. She's not back home just yet. Otherwise, I would have called her to come and say something right now. Auntie, 1111, make a wish. I wish for enough abundance to feed the world. Thank you. Thank you so much, Amanda. It might be a little bit late now, but love to you too, Lane. It's nice to have you here. Have a good meeting, Joe. Sending you love, Joe. If you're already gone, you bun bun gonna feel the love, love, Shannon. Started my first garden this year. Had the grand idea of what it was going to be, and it wasn't that, but it's been rewarding nonetheless. You'll love it. See when I delete these? Oh man, yes. Yes, and I weirdly enough, Siobhan, as soon as I mentioned the fact that it's deleted and I could see it, I could feel you feeling it, and I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So much love to you. Would love to have a flower garden to make my own remedies too. That sounds amazing. And like in this book, in this little book of things we're saying, I don't know how long it's gonna take me to find it, but there's a whole piece where we go into gardens, and how even if you grow a garden and your garden completely dies, it's literal like a barren wasteland. Ooh, I found it. It's like a barren wasteland. It will still be a creation. You have created with your attempt to create a garden, a barren wasteland, and that is a creation. So here are the gardening bits at least. Desire nothing, but allow desire to move through you. And so be a wise gardener. Cultivate a deep love and respect for yourself, for it is only love that heals. The wise gardener cultivates a state of consciousness in which the love of God, of the infinity of Source, is unimpeded. Bring light back to you by observing your own mind, your own behavior, and your own reactions with a sense of wonder and innocence. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Feels good. Thank you for the encouragement, Joe. Happy to hear that you're giving gardening a go. I imagine it feeling good to eat stuff you grew yourself. I look forward to that experience. Hopefully soon, Shannon. Doesn't even take that long. What's happening here? What's happening here? Lane walks in. What's this? What's this then? You having fun? Having fun with me? My meeting is starting. Love to you, Jovan. Again, sending so much love to you. Thank you. Shannon melts into puddle and evaporates. Evaporates back into the infinity as consciousness, observer, transcending through all barriers, melting through all levels of existence, and then suddenly finding itself again right here in this moment as Sovina looks around in the world that Sovina considers her world. Oh yeah, I'm Meltmore. Thank goodness. Sovina, so much love to you. Seems as living in the city is giving you more noise tolerance. Oh yes. Oh yes. That is definitely helping. I'm also less attached, Toast. I'm also so much less attached. You put a smile on my face, and you saying that puts a smile on my face with my foul smiling face. Thank you so much, Dan, for smiling with me about the bear. Like, I appreciate you so much. Love you, Melt More and friends. Love you, Happy Smile Seeker. Thank you for joining us, friend. Take care. Take care. Take care. Love and B farts to you, friends. Thank you so much, John B. Love you, Toast the Lowest. I'm gonna pull a card for us from the Sacred Geometry deck, Brother Bear. Since you have this deck as well, you're familiar with these cards, and they probably at this point mean something to you as well. I don't know if you've been doing the same thing I've been doing with these cards, but every single time I pull a card, and I've been pulling the card in a certain context and a certain feeling over and over again, I start to assign people, places, values to the certain cards as well, and I start to form biases depending on which cards I pull, and I feel ways about them. So I hope you've been feeling ways about your cards as well, Toast. I'm gonna call it Octomotion. You think Octomotion? Yossi, dude, that's very ambitious. Maybe like if you wanna like be guessed, just reversed goes even on deeper. If you wanna guess and you wanna like hit easier targets, if you want like 1/6 chance of being correct, vote a number between 1 and 60, or like in tens, it's going to be in the ones range, single digits range, or it's going to be in the tens range. It's going to be in the 20s range. There's 64 cards. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Let's see if Toast is. I'm gonna trip out, dude. Now I'm stressing. I'm stressing. There's this mounting pressure suddenly. Let's see. Which one? Which one? Which one? Yo, okay. Stripping out for a second there, dude. If we pulled the Octamotion card, it was suddenly like we would have just like tripped out, dude. Suddenly melts out of this universe. You know, just like no person in the stream anymore. Card number 15, the Owl Guardian. So I don't know if you know, Toast, but I have an Owl Guardian in my yoga studio. Similar colors, yeah. I have an Owl Guardian in my yoga studio that I made for myself, dude. So it's literally the entity that is watching over me every single time I do yoga. And the center of the owl's face is a butterfly. And then the butterfly also has like these multiple colors. And the whole thing is made out of these messages of gratitude that I wrote to myself. And it started off as an infinity symbol, like the Meltmore infinity symbol. And that's how I kind of like started the whole piece. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make the I'm gonna make the Dega symbol, and I make the Dega symbol. And this was before I knew it was a Dega symbol even. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna make it a butterfly, and then I make it a butterfly, and then I build the butterfly out, and then as I finish the butterfly, it looks like an owl, and I'm like, okay, I guess it's an owl right now. So this card is feeling very resonant to me as well, especially since I'm back home right now. Rara hurts. How nice to have you. Thank you for joining us, friends. Similar colors made my heart skip for a second. Beautiful, right? This card is beautiful. Like it is beautiful in the meaning as well. I'm gonna read it now. Hi and bye, Mel. Thank you for joining us for even a second, Chow. You look fabulous as usual too. Mm. Suddenly, like a 50 billion different branding companies call me up. They want to pay me in stocks. They want to give me 100% of their entire company just to. So I'm doing it. I'm overdoing it a bit, just a little bit. Oh, you're probably 27 weeks behind on comments. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Chow. How about right like as the message comes through? Huh? Yeah. What's up? What's up? One more time. And then I'll read it. Oh my goodness, you're caught up. Well done, Mel. We're here, Chow, in this moment. We're present, but the bay. We have 55 friends watching right now. Card number 15. Card number 55 is Octamotion. So you're still, in my mind, somehow right, Toast. This card goes, owls are shamanic and guardian symbols of many cultures around our planet. In Hawaii, the owl, Pio, is one of the important family protectors and ancestral guardians known as Aumakua. The tetrahedral diamond geometry of this card acts as a mirror of the many facets of your consciousness. The message Owl brings is one of guidance from the intuitive part of your being. Synchronicity and insights are likely indicators at this moment of your life. This is an excellent time to practice meditation and other techniques for connecting with your higher self. One fun and simple method is to try a bit of automatic writing. A great time to do this is first thing in the morning when you're fresh from dream time. However, any time will do. Clear your mind and start with the intention to connect with your higher self. Write without consciously thinking for as long as it feels right. A paragraph or two is plenty. You may be surprised at the wisdom that comes from your higher self. Cultivating a genuine connection is not difficult, and appreciating the wisdom that dwells within you may aid in your ability to trust yourself. View the many facets reflected within and allow yourself to listen more closely to the insights and intuition that are at all times available. My mom is back. It's so nice to have you friends here with me. Thank you. It is how you can tell Reddit is dying. Melty can catch up with comments before the stream ends. This is how we know it's starts starts playing the world's tiniest violin. Ciao, I was surprised too. Sorry I wasn't been here in a while. It's nice to have you right now, Rara Hertz. And ciao, thank you. Focus, perseverance, and sheer fucking will. Not just red. Rara, hope you're doing well. Ciao. Toasty, this card is mad fire. Right? How cool. How cool to be able to share this experience. Thank you, friends, beloved beings, for joining me. 5 downvotes, 5 awards, 33 upvotes, 55 people watching. It was 22 minutes past as I started reading. Synchronicities are likely indicators at this time in your life. Okay, I'm done. Thanks, Mel. Thank you. Thank you. What book are you reading? This is the Sacred Geometry cards for the Visionary Path. You have to pull these cards and you read what they say, and it's like noise. It's literally noise, and then you get to pull what you want from that noise. Whatever going on in your life, whatever you might be feeling, whatever you might be seeing, you can generate significance for yourself out of inanimate little objects. Have a good evening. Love you. Thank you so much, Heather and Rara and Toast, Kyle, to reach out to Tate. Please do. Send Brother Joe some love. Thank you. Thank you, Shananana. Yay card. Yay you. Thank you, friends, for joining me. Have a splendid day, everyone. I love you all so dearly. Melt and all your lovely friends. Thank you. Beloved friends, if anyone has time today, reach out to Tate and let him know you love him. You do it right now. Right now. Rambler! Love you too. Thank you, friends. I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Probably tomorrow. I'm gonna do something right now that I'll be able to share with you tomorrow. Maybe. Maybe. No, no giving away the surprise though. Love you. Cheers, cheers. Cheers, cheers. Thank you, friends. Shannon. Love you, friend.